Oh my god, y'all. I can't believe we finished this. Thrown off the Emperor's Groove. Yeah, apparently Twitch has been doing some updates and has been screwing up stuff. I want to give a shout out to my awesome little brother for helping me try to fix this. Please go follow his channel, Nightshot333. He is fantastic and I love him to bits and I appreciate him trying to help me fix whatever that was. So this is part of like the complicated stuff with understanding like how lighting works and stuff with what goes in front of light and what is behind light and will like cast shadows and stuff like that. Taz says, what kind of fae are these? So I don't really have a specific answer for that, just because as I said from last week. So for those of y'all who weren't here last week, so this is actually a page from my sketchbook from back when I was in high school. And this is like a redraw of this, basically. So I don't really have an answer for like what kind of fae they are. They're just like random fairies that I drew in my sketchbook in high school. And I have drawn them here to be better now. If I had, whoopsie, as I throw my stylus at myself. If I had to assign like a type to them, they would be more like flower fairies, like garden flower fairies, like the type hang out in like manicured gardens and like to help flowers bloom and grow and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I would have to say for what kind of fairies they are. But I do in the future, I do want to do some projects where I like draw some different specific kinds of fae, like wood nymphs and other sorts of specific fae. I think that that would be really fun to do, but that is a in the future project. So I don't know specifically when I'm going to do that, but it is something that I am interested in. I think it would be fun. For those of y'all who are returns to my channel, is we play with the opacity and suddenly we have light. Such a fun trick. So yeah, so that it's like this hole in the leaf that we can see with the light pouring in, and it's just I love playing with light. I just think it's so pretty. It's so fantastic. Although in terms of like daily life, that's kind of like the news of my day. It's like, what happened today? Nothing. I sat and I worked. Pet a cat. That's what I did. So I would like for my personal news to be more exciting. That would be nice. Make her hands look like hands. Yeah, when I originally started drawing this last Saturday, I had explained that this is a redraw from my high school sketchbook, and I was really excited to just kind of have the chance to take an old sketch that I had done and make it new again. I think that redraws are a really fun exercise to kind of showcase how your skills have improved over a period of time. So like a lot of times people will do a redraw for like, you know, I did this drawing 5 years ago or 10 years ago or even just 1 year ago is a really common one that people do just to kind of be like, look how much I've improved. And I think it's a really great way to show that improvement because this is the same drawing. I just did it again so you can directly see the improvement that was made. And this one, it's pretty stark because the sketch is so old. It's from back when I was in high school. So yeah, this is definitely just going to be a massive improvement all around. And as it should be, because if you're not making progress, you're doing something wrong. And that's why I don't believe in like people who are ashamed of their old art or they're like ashamed of their old writing. They're like, oh my God, it's old, it's terrible, don't look at it. And I don't agree with that because it's like good to see where you came from and see the progress that you've made. Like, don't discount that. Be proud of the progress that you've made. Be like, this was the artwork I did 10 years ago. And yeah, it looks crappy, but it should. If it looks the same as your art now, that's worse. I'd be ashamed of that. You want it to look better. The lead fairy is begging the beholder, "Why have you done this?" And the other two fairies are mourning the death of this fairy. And it's because the beholder killed this fairy with an arrow. So that is the story of this drawing. And again, this is the idea that I came up with when I was in high school. So that's kind of what I got for that. And I'm just like sticking to it, that I'm just like, okay, this is the idea that 16-year-old me came up with, so that's what we're drawing. This is the part I've really been looking forward to. And I don't have a plan here. I'm just coloring, just going with it. I don't know. We're gonna see where this goes, but I'm really excited. I'm so here for just coloring some colors, having some fun with it, making it pretty. Ooh, this is so pretty, y'all. I am loving this. Oh, I love it. This is also the fun part of doing a drawing that's like not for something, and it's not a commission or something like that, where you can just decide to just do random stuff with it. Just experiment, have fun, not worry about what you're doing. I mean, this may or may not be successful. I don't know. We're just drawing some stuff. We're just gonna see what happens. Ooh, I do like that. Let's do the orange too. See what that looks like. Kind of lighter. Ooh, I'm really liking it. What do y'all think? What do y'all think of this? I really like it. In another one of my drawings, how to make an eye have depths. Technically the eyeball is under the eyelid. You do that. Do a shine. Just gonna merge those shading layers. Actually, no wait. I'm gonna do some detail on this eyeball. A bit darker around the iris. Do a little bit lighter around the middle. Because eyes do have this kind of like ring of color. So the cats are a little bit sad that lost the space with the couch. Squishy is sad that he can't hide under the coffee table like my little work monster anymore, so he's been adjusting to that. And Lady can't just hop up next to me like how she likes to do, but she does like to sit on the desk next to me while I work. I just have to be careful and watch her for when she wants to get down so I can put her down, because the desk is way too high up for her to jump down from, even though she totally will try to. So I think that'll be my next investment. Is I think I'm going to get another set of kitty stairs leading up to the desk for Lady, so that she can come up here and sit next to me whenever she wants to, especially because I know she likes to make her appearances on my Twitch channel. She likes to say hi to y'all. She's just so adorable. I love her so much. She's such a sweet baby. Really proud of myself. It was a lot. Got swim team to thank for that I can just decide to hulk furniture around. Not exactly an easy thing to do, to just pick up a 3-cushion couch and just put it somewhere else. Very organized person. I kind of have to be, because my life is kind of chaotic. I mean, it isn't right now because there's nowhere to go and no events to do, but back when I was on the convention circuit, oh my goodness, my life was so chaotic. Everything was just like constantly a mess, because I would have to get everything together for the convention the night before, because then I would have to get up super early the day of so that I could get full dress, because I would get all dressed up like this, like in my outfits. Ooh, oh god, moving stuff. I would get all dressed up and all in my makeup, so I'd have to wake up early to do that. So I needed to make sure everything was all packed so that I didn't have to do that the morning of. But I couldn't pack car, because otherwise the last thing I would need right before a convention is, to wake up to find my car broken into. So I'd have to take all the stuff that I had nicely packed and then pack it into the car. And that was like a game of Tetris, because it was very much like I have to pack it a certain way in the car, otherwise it won't fit. And that was kind of how it was, just because it was just so much stuff that I needed to take with me. I think I got to the point where I have 3 tables, and I have a wire rack that I hang my artwork on, and I have a small wire rack, like a display rack, where I put all my books on it, and then just all the other little odds and ends, like little book display things, and a little cute little like jewelry display that I use for my bookmarks, and just, it's a lot of stuff. And then of course the boxes boxes of books and then my boxes of artwork. And it's just crazy to think that I was doing that all by myself. And there were some times where at certain conventions I did have some friends who helped me out, and I was always really grateful for that because it is a really big job to take on by yourself. Because even though I love doing conventions, and when the pandemic is over, I'm absolutely 100% going to get back into that, like, people really don't realize how much work went into doing that. And then loading in is where the dealer hall is empty. It's locked up and only the vendors are allowed in, and everybody comes in with their little carts and their little trolleys and they start setting up their booths. It's just always, it's very exciting, that part of the convention where you're just first setting up your booth and there's all this camaraderie with all the other people that are also setting up their booths at the convention, and you start seeing who your neighbors are and say hi to them. And yeah, it's a really cool experience. There's really nothing like it. Ooh, this is looking good, y'all. Her skin is really fun to shade. It's, also a big disappointment that I had with publishing my two latest poetry collections, Synesthesia Pandemic and Synesthesia Fables, is that I published them and they were all finished, they were all done, I put them out in the world, and then it was just kind of like, okay, well, I did that. Never to hear from that ever again. And I hate to say it, but I feel kind of like that with some of my other writing projects right now, where I just kind of feel like, okay, I'm just working on these, and then once they get published, it's just going to be kind of like, well, I did that, I guess. A little trick that I do so that it's easier for me to see where I've put the shadows and the highlights is I take away the mid color. Actually, first it would probably be good to figure out the highlight color. There we go. See how that looks. Oh, that's so pretty. Her hair is gorgeous. I love it. I love the texture that created too. This. Ooh, there we go. Oh, that's pretty. I love that. Taz says, ooh, fancy. Yes. Feeling very fancy here. Ooh, I am liking that. I am liking that very much. Let's see. Oops. Ooh, I love that texturing. I really like that. And I'm literally just scribbling right now in order to create this texture. Ooh, yes. Oh, I like that very much. This drawing is really coming together, y'all. I really like it. I love that moment where the drawing is really starting to like come together and not just look like random pages from a coloring book. I have an idea. Ooh, oh, that is so pretty, y'all. So pretty. Oh my goodness, she's so pretty. So that I can still put it up on Redbubble, but it can still also be true to my original vision. Okay, oops. Excellent. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Actually, I'm gonna have it like the other fairy. This texture going on. Oh my god, y'all. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's so pretty. Oh my god, y'all. I can't believe we finished this. I can't believe we finished this. We did it. Wow, thank you all so much for being on this journey with me. I'm so glad that we all got to see this finished together. Take care, be safe. Bye-bye.